Yet, while Crytek may have played it safe with sun, sand and sniping, Crysis doesn't spend the entire adventure striding along the beach in its DirectX 10 speedos. It all gets a bit too frosty for a start. The big change, with both the look and the feel, comes only as the story's sci-fi centre is uncovered.
Yeah, that was actually quite something, because it's just this part of the game that you can't look at another game and say, oh yeah, let's look at what they did and how can we advance from there. It's something that nobody really did before, and it was a lot of trying it out and testing and trying out different themes. I think there was a lot of things we tested and we thrown away again because it didn't work, it wasn't fun. The aliens, we had to work on them, so it was quite something to achieve.
No research trips available for this, sadly, unless you count years of traipsing back and forth to the DVD store.
Although we looked at all these examples, in the end we had to step away from them as much as possible. Our Alien doesn't look like anything, not like Alien, not like Predator, not like a guy from Independence Day. I mean, it's completely different. It's more like a sea or underwater creature, maybe slightly influenced by something like Abyss.
Islands, aliens, global conflict, same old, even when it does look this good. So let's talk nanosuit.
Maximum speed.
The feature that turns your average, middle-of-the-code FPS soldier into a strategic superman. The nanosuit boasts a range of special powers. With infinite recharge, powers of speed, strength, armour and cloaking dramatically expand the ways in which you can tackle the adventure. And amazingly, for such a key feature, it was relatively late on that Crytek decided to give players all the powers right from the start.
Maximum armor.
We made a first prototype, put aside a couple of designers, a programmer, an artist, and put them in one room and said, hey, this is the nanosuit, this is what we want the thing to do, like listing cool stuff, like I want to be able to, jump over a house, I want to pick up a guy and throw him into the next week, I want to punch a car that it flips over, all these kinds of cool Hollywood type of things we wanted the player to be able to do. And they came up with this prototype, and that was so much fun that we said, no way, we have to give this thing to the player right from the start.
But you obviously can't just nanosuit your way through the game with your eyes shut. Enemies in Crysis are, as they were in Far Cry, more thoughtfully murderous than the typical shooter grunt.
So that's sort of showing what the AI does behind the scenes. They have formed groups and they attack me as a group. We form certain groups dynamically in the game, and then just they have a really simple, super simple behaviors. Something that you can understand. Like in Far Cry, we had already this flank left, flank right kind of thing, and we also wanted to have the similar kind of simple behaviors, that there's one group which kind of comes directly towards you. Maybe there's one group who holds back a certain position, maybe there's one group which kind of constantly starts flanking you. And when we mix and match these different kind of group tactics, it becomes more interesting.
The big guy's very pleased with how it's all turned out.
Looking at this as an achievement point of view, the biggest aspect I'm proud of is we were nobodies. We didn't do a game before ever. I mean, 80% of the team didn't do any game. Far Cry was our apprenticeship work, if you really want. I mean, we learned to do games as we did Far Cry.
PC gamers have every reason to be smug about Crysis. It's a sneering two fingers in the face of console fanboys, especially when the developer suggests that PS3 and 360, well, aren't up to the job.
If I compare per frame, I can achieve everything I want on any platform. Like on these three platforms, PC, PS3, 360. But if you look at the memory we are consuming, the streaming in mind, the amount of bandwidth we need, and the resident memory footprint we need, it's something not possible today on consoles.
While we're on the subject of consoles, dev kits are in the building, so don't worry, joypad warriors, Crytek's on the case.
Yes, as I'm sure in the next 2-3 years you will see something on consoles. I mean, we are very excited about consoles. It's a different strategy of platform, different target audience, different expectations as well. They don't care about POM or like parallax occlusion mapping or normal mapping. They just want the experience.
So that wouldn't be anything to do with, that top secret game we saw earlier, but we're not allowed to talk about, would it?
I think it's nothing like Crysis or Far Cry. Complete departure. Yes. But I think people will love it because it's, I think, our next big thing to come from us.
You dirty great tease, Yearly. Well, for the definitive Eurogamer.net verdict on Crysis, you can hit that red button up there in the top right corner.